Scorpio, welcome to Tourmaline Tarot. We're going to do your July reading, get the whole month out. I'm a little behind because of the holiday and all that sweet, sweet family time. So now we're back on track and kind of prefer doing these, so let's do it. What is Scorpio looking forward to in July? What are we looking at for Scorpio? One, two. Make this a good one. Oh, that's satisfying. All right, 3. Give it a good cut. We're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, Hierophant, 3 of Wands, Page of Wands, the Fool, Page of Cups, Queen of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. That's nice. Okay. So, looking at Page of Wands, you're kind of kicking something off. It is kind of the beginning portion of the show. If you've been waiting for something to show up, it could have presented itself, and you're kind of trying to figure out what it looks like and making the decisions that kind of anchor it in to, I get this big sense of like integrating, like this stuff has shown up and it's good. You're just trying to make it fit in your life. It's like you can't cram all the sweet, sweet goodness in. So looking at 4 corners, you got Wheel of Fortune, Hierophant, Page of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. So like I said, this is new, but it's kind of, I feel like you knew stuff was coming. You were kind of lining things up preemptively. You were kind of like preparing and getting the stage set. So when this stuff starts clicking, you can meet up with it. Hierophant, getting stuff ready. If there's any kind of documentation or whatever kind of stuff needs to be the groundwork, you were doing it. Because the Wheel of Fortune was turning. I don't know if you saw how big it was turning, but you were showing up with the Page of Cups. Because you knew 10 of Pentacles, it was like, okay, time to, get it in order. I think you saw the wheel turning. I just don't think you realized how far it was turning, and in a good way. With this 3 of Wands, you were kind of waiting with it if we're reading it this way. So Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Wands, Page of Cups. Like I said, it's trickling in. So this Page of Cups, you're getting your cup and you're like, let's just collect these blessings. Like get the basket, let's start, picking them all up, collecting them, and things are starting to pop up. Communication, opportunities, just kind of those ships are coming. So anything that you've kind of put feelers out for manifestation, it's starting, the waves are starting to come back. The tide's coming in. And Temperance, I love this Temperance because the cat is just like, bring it on. And there's just a nice balance. But with the Page of Wands, there's also a little bit of an exuberance that you're bringing to it. Like there's a little like woohoo, like you get it, like a little happy, a little giddy about some things. And it's like, I almost feel like you're kind of due that. Because if you have been Hiero-phanting, and preparing and doing all this stuff, like it's time to enjoy it. Like, why do you have to be all like picky puss about things? The only thing I will say with this Queen of Swords is, like I said, you're trying to figure out how everything fits in. Like you're so chock full of goodness potentially that it's like the Queen of Swords is the one who goes, okay, how are we going to hold on to this? What is the practical junk that we have to do to keep this going? You're not just getting the blessings and then frittering around with them. It's like, I'm getting this, I'm keeping this, this is mine. And, and it doesn't necessarily mine in the miser sense. It's mine as in, I'm keeping it, I want to grow it. And this is where we get into the Hierophant, the Fool, and the 10 of Pentacles. It's like, just because you make, like, hypothetically, just because you make your first $1 million, are you going to stop at $1 million and be like, it's good enough? No, like, wouldn't, like, 2 million be cool? 3 million? And I say that in terms of money because it's kind of like the easiest, most 3D thing to latch onto. But hypothetically, say you have something you've created or invented. Are you going to stop there? No. There's more ideas. There's more stuff to do. Or say you've written a story. Write another one. Write the sequel. Write the prequel. Whatever it may be. Like, you're not going to stop the creation just because you've hit a milestone. Like, you know that there's so much more map to cover, and you're going to do it. So you're deciding what the game plan is from here on out, because you're going to collect. You know, you are pass and go. You are going to collect $200 or whatever else it may be. And the Hierophant, there's a method to it. You know, there is not any kind of wild energy that's going on. It's very deliberate. You know, you're laying a groundwork. So even if something did come along and kind of shake it up, you can't really, you're insulated. You're insulated with the proper stuff that you can keep on your track without getting shook up. So I dig this a lot. So now we're going to read it this way. So we got Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, Hierophant. It's just really more of the same. The wheel's turning. You've brought your best foot forward. And now it's like ta-da time. So 3 of Wands. You knew it was coming. You actually get to enjoy it arriving. And now you're like, and we're keeping going. Let's keep this party going. So Page of Cups. I'm not going to say there's a naivete to it. But there is a little bit of, you know, you have the giddiness, you have the, like, oh my gosh, like, this is for me, in a way. But that Queen of Swords is like, oh, little one, like, let's figure out how to keep this bag. Whatever the bag may be. Let's keep this abundance, let's figure out a way to grow it. And the Ten of Pentacles is everything. So you're not just hoarding this, you're also putting it back out there. You know, it's coming in, but you're also putting it back out, because you know that the trick is you don't hold on to things. You let the ebb and the flow happen. And I think let me just say this from the readings in the past. You've been pretty darn good about the ebb. You've been pretty darn good about trucking through when the tide was going out. And you're like, I know the tide has to come back in. It's the way things work, but holy mackerel, could we, you know, maybe move this along a little faster. Now, we are going to, actually, I did want to look at the bottom, because it is 7 of Swords and Justice. So remember how I said it feels like stuff can't even touch you? So if people are trying to figure out how Scorpio did this, or how they can cash in on your business and be like, oh, I want to do what they're doing. Well, they kind of can't, because justice is there. It's like, if you didn't do it the right way, then sorry, you get nothing. Also, I feel compelled to say this. Be careful of people apologizing or ponying back up to you just to, like, get in on it. You know? That's a concern I have. It's like, oh, things are going good. Let me just cozy up to Scorpio. And you're like, no. You weren't cozy when the tide was out, so I kind of can see your intentions. And you're not being a jerk. Like I said, you've insulated. You've bubble wrapped your blessings, but you're not being greedy about it. I want to go to this Fool. Yeah, so the 2 of Wands, you're deciding the next moves. What are the next moves? Death. Okay, there you are. And the Chariot. You're just going to keep moving. I feel like no grass under your feet. It's like you've climbed this one, you know, got this mountain out of the way. What's the next peak? Okay, we made it. What's the next destination? And you're like, come on. Also, you know, this being Cancer, you know, Cancer season, baby. So there you are making moves. You could start making decisions that keep pushing through this season, that kind of gets you into something else down the line, like that keep going and growing. So, hi, 10 of Pentacles and the Sun. There are more opportunities. 9 of Pentacles. You actually get a chance to enjoy what you're growing and enjoy what you're pulling together here. I feel like maybe the second phase, and honestly, I really don't see a lot of, like, helpers. I don't see a lot of people showing up. And not in a negative way, but it's been kind of like a process on your own. You haven't really put it out there, and I feel with the Nine of Pentacles, you're going to kind of continue on that track because you're like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you want to keep on going. Because I really feel like these pages and the Queen and everything are really more about you and not like an air sign or a fire sign. Like, it's more what you're doing. So this Page of Wands, as I get done saying that, Seven of Wands, you're not really allowing other people in. And I think that's by design. I don't get the blocking portion of it, but like I said, you know, with that Seven of Swords and the Justice card, like it's the people kind of poking around again. Insulated, and you're being, you know, discerning about who gets it. Oh, I can't even say it. Who gets in, who gets access. Five of Swords. Oh, do you not get access? No, access denied. Because Eight of Wands. When people catch wind of what's going on, I feel like there is going to be a lot of, you know, kerfuffle and chirping. You know, they want to talk to you. They want to find out. They want to know what's up with you, you know. But at the same time, I almost feel like this is you having to physically move and change scenery, because the Chariot popped up here too, and this can be physically going somewhere. You might have to physically get away from something, and I don't mean this in a menacing way, but like you have to rebalance and get your quiet back, because like I said, I feel like there is going to be like people being like, wow, Scorpio, and they just want to kind of rub up against, you know, be near the good stuff, because they don't know how to get to it. So this Hierophant, what is that about? The Tower. For me, that's also a Scorpio card, so I feel like this is you. And the Six of Swords, you do have to kind of move away from stuff. But I feel like there is kind of an onslaught coming, and that Seven of Swords was kind of like the high sign. To be like, yeah, you're gonna be popular. And not necessarily because, you know, to people for the right reasons. They just kind of want to either be next to it or try and capitalize on it or something of that nature. Now I want to find out what this Page of Cups is doing. The Hermit, like I said, you were kind of doing it yourself, but now it's coming in your way. And people want you to put it out there. But everything about this is no. Like, you still have stuff working. You still have things going on. There could be stuff that is going on that you can't discuss, potentially contractually, that you can't, you know, you have like a, you know, do not disclose, or you know, whatever they call those things. You know what I mean? Like the things you sign where you can't talk about stuff. Is something of that nature, or there's something that you're working on that you can't explain it or tell people about it just because of where it is in the process. So, yeah, you're taking control of that. So really, you are at the helm, and you might have to physically distance yourself from the people that kind of want to glom on. And, you know, I feel like this could happen in July, since it is Cancer season. You know, maybe touching into August is like a skosh into Leo, because the sun's here as well. So there is something in that frame that's flipping. And the King of Cups, Temperance. You know, you have the Page of Cups, the King of Cups. You're figuring out how to manage this stuff that's coming at you. Three of Wands, what is coming at you? The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, I don't get it. It's that left out feeling. You could have felt left out because you were handling things differently than maybe other people would have. There was a patience with the Temperance that you were embodying that people are like, well, you're passing up opportunities. You're like, this is not the opportunity I need. So that Five of Pentacles, you have to kind of leave it out. You're leaving it out. Also, the Five of Pentacles, based on, you know, the Rider-Waite thing, there's an element that you sacrifice is such a strong word, but you are giving up one thing for another thing. You are passing on like earthly delights to live a more spiritual life, or something like that. There's a trade-off to it. There's also potentially an aspect of asking for help, and whatever that help was, I'm throwing it out there. Maybe Virgo situation. There's a little Pisces, Sag going on up there. There's Sag. There's Taurus. Little Aries. Got more Aries there too. So, it's really kind of all over the board. It doesn't have to be specific signs, but you could have reached out a little bit and been like, yo, I need just like a touch of help here. And then it showed up. And then that maybe could have been the turning point. Actually, give me one more on this Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there's the Devil. Like I said, you had to sacrifice one thing. I get more that it's more you have to leave stuff out to focus on something else. You gave up particular things to make room for this. And with the Hermit, like I said, there is a very going it alone vibe. And then when people are like, I want to get in on this, you're like, no. No. This is a bicycle built for one. So Scorpio, like, I would love to know what this is. Because it's just such a powerhouse energy and a quiet power. Like, you don't have to go shout from the rooftops, but people want to know what you're doing. So, we have the Rose. There's growth. There is stuff coming through. There's thorns, though. So, it's coming out pretty, but there was some work going on. You're figuring out what was important. It's also kind of, like I said, the safes, it's where you keep stuff important, but you also are not showing people what's in the safe, right? So whatever you're working on currently, there's discipline and a focus, because like I say, the track kind of has a Hierophant-y energy where if you don't want to train off the track, you want to train to show up on schedule. You want to train to, do what it's supposed to do and get there. So the discipline portion is kind of going to play a part and staying focused, and also kind of rising above, because the whip can be some pettiness occasionally. And then the Sun comes back around again because the opportunities are all clicking. So what are we putting in the safe, Scorpio? Oh, here's the scythe. There's a harvest aspect to it, but like I said, there's a cutting out. There's a, no, that is not for me. Like, you are much quicker to say, yes, this is it, no, this is not it. Like I said, with the Page of Cups, she moved up to the King, and then that Queen of Swords is the one who's able to kind of be very discerning. What's in, what's out, what's going, what's staying, what is important. What do I need to know about these facets of the situation to keep this on track and moving? Because, once again, you care about it deeply, but it's not 100% easy because you still have to bleed a little bit, right? I'm not saying that you have to be physically bleeding, but, Cupid's nice and all, but he's still stabbing you with arrows, right? So, like I said, there is an element, I find sacrifice to be such a strong word, but there has been some give and take. There's been ebb and flow. And now you're finally, like I said, I feel like the tide's coming in. So cash in on the tide. Like I said, it doesn't have to be monetarily, but keep going. If you've created, keep creating. Whatever it may be. So, the tarot to the oracle to the crystal cards, we got Jasper. Unfolding, nurturing, manifesting, continuity. If you have Jasper, stick it in your bra, stick it in your pockets, whatever it may be. Just keep that antenna tuned in, right? So communicates there is a need for quiet, clear determination and thought. Think of an issue or concern you are looking to the long term, or are you merely satisfying immediate ego-based will? Yeah, so you're going for the long range goal. There is no, just quick. There is no drive-through for you. You're sitting down to the 5-course, French, Italian meal, whatever it may be. The one where you smell the cork on the wine, the whole thing. You're not just bopping through McDonald's. You're actually going to have like a nice sit down meal, and and save room for dessert, because I think there's even like more coming down the pike here with this sun and everything. So Scorpio, that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.